Hi, we're here at Catoctin Mountain Growers, and I just wanted to go over a couple of tips and the benefits of being able to purchase from your local grower. Some of these tips will be specific to this location, but for the most part, it's just good common practice for buying from your local grower. If you have a cart, you might want to bring your own. You certainly don't have to. They have garden carts available. However, if you're doing all this walking, they can get a little bit cumbersome. Definitely they're great if you're trying to buy mass quantities, but if you're trying to just pick out just a couple of things that you need, if you have one, you want to bring a nice little cart of your own. Another thing to keep in mind is that when you come, you want to make sure that you're wearing comfortable, sturdy, closed-toed shoes that hopefully also are slip-proof as well. Keep in mind that it is a working area, and so there are plants being watered. It can get a little bit slippery. You want to also think about layering up. Keep in mind that they're growing different plants for different seasons, so from one house to the other, it could be chilly versus warm. When you arrive, there'll probably be a map available that shows you where to find each greenhouse. On that map these days, they're putting a QR code. If you scan that with your phone, it's going to give you a website with the prices of pots. You'll go by the pots to decide what the price is going to be, and that'll help you make your selection. You also want to make sure that you're looking for signage and paying attention to everything that they have listed there. If you see pots lined up like this and all on shelves, don't disturb them. They are actually en route to go onto the shelves at your local store. So you want to leave those alone. Make sure to not touch or disturb any equipment. Keep in mind that these machines are used for the day-to-day requirements of actually creating these things, so we want to make sure that we are not disturbing them at all. For the serious gardeners, when choosing a plant, you might want to look for the little flags on the corners. This gives you a lot of additional information that you won't get at your box store. So for instance, if you look at the schedule plant date, that's when it was planted. That's how old this plant is, since it went from a plug or a cutting into the actual soil. The agricultural calendar starts at the first week of the calendar year. That's 00. We're in probably week 14 or 15 right about now. So the other information that it has on here is the plant ready date. And this one doesn't have it on there, but a lot of times it will tell you what week they're planning on shipping it out. So it's just something good to keep in mind, because there might still be some left over after that, but you're gonna have less to choose from at that point. So something to keep in mind. One of the biggest benefits of buying directly from the grower is that a lot of times the pots, especially the combo pots, just say something pretty generic. So this one says annuals, and so you don't necessarily know what these plants are unless you can identify them yourself, and it might be really hard to identify their variety specifically. If you look at the tags, it'll tell you not just the plants, but the variety of the plants, and that's definitely a huge benefit to me. The PPP indication on the tag is for plants per pot. So as you can see, this has just one plant per pot. However, this has 4, even though it's the same variety. So that's something that you might want to keep in mind when you're purchasing too. Also, another thing to keep in mind is that the cost is directed by the pot. So a smaller pot will be a less expensive plant, and a bigger pot or a more decorative pot will be more expensive.